This is the 10 Types of Heartbreak You Never Fully Recover from series, Episode 1. As a woman, I think the quietest heartbreak is the one that never officially began, the almost relationship. It's the person you talked to every day, the person who made you feel chosen, the one who felt like a real possibility. You shared secrets, jokes, late-night thoughts, everything except commitment. And then one day, it just didn't become anything. Almost relationships hurt in a very specific way because nothing dramatic happened. No fights, no betrayal, no official ending. Just two people who could have been everything but chose nothing. The pain stays because your mind keeps replaying the what if. You mourn a future that never happened, a version of them that never fully existed, a story you only lived in your imagination. And the hardest part? You don't get closure, you have to create it yourself. My advice, woman to woman, don't punish yourself for loving a possibility. It means your heart is capable of hope. But don't chase someone who couldn't even choose a beginning with you. Sometimes the almost is not a loss, it's protection. Let it go gently. This is the 10 Types of Heartbreak You Never Fully Recover from series, Episode 2. As a woman, I think one of the most painful heartbreaks is meeting the right person at the completely wrong time. You know it the moment you look back. The connection was real, the chemistry was effortless, and everything between you felt natural, except the timing. Maybe one of you wasn't ready. Maybe life was heavy. Maybe healing hadn't happened yet. Maybe distance or circumstances built a wall neither of you knew how to climb. What makes this heartbreak unforgettable is that nothing was wrong with the person, just the moment. You didn't fall apart because of incompatibility. You fell apart because of life. And when you lose someone who felt right, your heart holds onto them longer. Not because you want them back, but because you never got to experience what the two of you could have become in a better season. And the hardest part? You don't stop caring. You just learn to tuck the love into a quiet part of your chest where it can't hurt you anymore. My advice, woman to woman, the right person at the wrong time is still the wrong person. You didn't fail, the moment did. And sometimes, the universe protects you in ways your heart won't understand until later. Let the lesson stay, but allow the longing to fade. As a woman, I think the heartbreak that cuts the deepest is the one caused by betrayal, because it doesn't just break your heart. It breaks your faith. You trusted him. You believed his words, his promises, his quiet reassurances. You let him see parts of you don't show the world. And he didn't just walk away, he crossed a line you never thought he would. Betrayal hurts in a way that feels physical. It shakes your sense of self. You start asking questions that stay with you for years. How could he do that? Was any of it real? Why wasn't I enough? And the painful truth is, his betrayal is not a reflection of your worth, but a reflection of his character. The worst part isn't losing him. It's losing the version of yourself that believed in him wholeheartedly. You grieve the person you were before the betrayal. The softer you, the trusting you, the you who didn't check for red flags in every new connection. My advice, woman to woman, betrayal changes you, but it doesn't have to harden you. Let it teach you boundaries, not bitterness. Let it give you standards, not walls. The right man won't fear your scars, he'll protect them. This is the 10 Types of Heartbreak You Never Fully Recover from series, Episode 3. As a woman, I think one of the deepest heartbreaks is losing the person you practically grew up with, the one who knew every version of you before you even understood yourself. They were part of your childhood, your teenage years, your early dreams, your biggest fears. They saw you awkward, hopeful, confused, excited. They were the person you shared secrets with before you knew what real intimacy meant. And that history makes the heartbreak different because you're not just losing a partner. You're losing a witness to your life. The pain stays because you can't replace shared history. You can't build those years again with someone new. The jokes only they understood, the small habits they remembered, the way you two communicated without speaking, that kind of connection is rare. The heartbreak hits hardest when you realize they know the version of you that no longer exists, and you know the version of them that they've grown out of. And the truth is, you don't just miss who they were. You miss who you were when you were with them. My advice, woman to woman, honor the history, but don't stay trapped in it. Growing apart doesn't erase the love, it just means the story changed chapters. Let the memories be gentle, not heavy. Some people aren't meant to stay forever. They're meant to shape you. As a woman, I think one of the most humiliating heartbreaks is the one where you stayed longer than you should have and begged for the bare minimum. You begged for clarity. You begged for effort. You begged for a conversation, a sign, a chance, anything to keep the connection alive. And each time you reached out your heart, he pulled his away. The pain doesn't just come from losing him. It comes from losing your dignity piece by piece while trying to hold on to someone who wasn't reaching back. This heartbreak stays because you weren't just fighting for the relationship, you were fighting for your sense of worth. You believed if you tried harder, loved deeper, showed more patience, he might finally choose you. But he didn't. And the hardest truth is this: you weren't begging for love. You were begging for the version of him that existed only in your hope. You weren't asking for too much. You were asking the wrong person. The wound lasts because it forces you to confront how much you compromised yourself for someone who didn't value your heart. My advice, woman to woman, your desperation wasn't love, it was fear. Fear of losing someone you never truly had. When a man makes you beg for what should be natural, walk away. You can rebuild your dignity, and you deserve a love that never makes you plead for the basics. This is the 10 Types of Heartbreak You Never Fully Recover from series, episode 5. As a woman, I think one of the quietest and most complicated heartbreaks is the one where you didn't stop loving him, you simply outgrew him. This heartbreak doesn't come with drama or betrayal. It comes slowly, gently, almost respectfully. One day you wake up and realize you're not the same person you were when you chose him. Your dreams changed, your values shifted, your soul expanded, and he didn't grow with you. You look at him and still feel care, still feel history, still feel gratitude, but the alignment is gone. He stays where he is, comfortable, familiar, predictable, and you feel yourself moving forward with or without him. This heartbreak hurts because no one is the villain. There's no one to blame. There's just life and the truth that growth sometimes leads people in different directions. The grief comes from knowing you didn't lose him to another woman or a mistake or a fight. You lost him to your own evolution. And that is a strange kind of pain, mourning someone while honoring your becoming. My advice, woman to woman: outgrowing someone doesn't mean you failed the relationship. It means you kept growing. Don't shrink yourself to stay with someone who is only meant to love the older version of you. Let him stay where he is. You have somewhere else to go. The heartbreak of the one who made you doubt yourself. Self-doubt, emotional damage, invisible wounds. This is the 10 Types of Heartbreak You Never Fully Recover from series, episode 8. As a woman, I think one of the most damaging heartbreaks comes from the man who didn't break your heart directly. He broke your confidence. He didn't scream, didn't cheat, didn't leave dramatically. He just slowly chipped away at your self-worth until you couldn't recognize the woman you were before him. He questioned your feelings. He dismissed your needs. He made you believe you were too emotional, too insecure, too demanding, too much, when all you wanted was connection. The pain of this heartbreak lingers because he didn't just leave a void, he left a version of you that was smaller, quieter, unsure. You started apologizing for everything. You began to second-guess your intuition. You lost trust in your own judgment. And the hardest part? Healing this heartbreak isn't about getting over him. It's about unlearning everything he made you believe about yourself. You don't miss him. You miss the confidence you had before he touched it. My advice, woman to woman: you weren't too much. You were with someone who gave too little. Your sensitivity wasn't the problem. His emotional neglect was. Rebuild yourself gently. Find the strength he made you forget. The right man won't make you doubt your worth. He'll remind you of it every day. This is the 10 Types of Heartbreak You Never Fully Recover from series, episode 7. As a woman, I think one of the most haunting heartbreaks is the one you didn't feel until it was too late. The person who loved you quietly, silently, secretly, and you never truly noticed. He was always there, supporting you, cheering for you, showing up without being asked. He never demanded attention, never pushed for more, never risked saying the words his heart carried every day. And because he loved in silence, you mistook his care for friendship. The pain hits later, sometimes years later, when you finally understand that someone once loved you sincerely, gently, without pride or agenda, and you didn't realize what you had. You see it in old messages, in old memories, in the way he looked at you when you weren't paying attention. And what hurts most is not losing him, it's knowing he hid his heart to protect himself from losing you. This heartbreak lingers because it's full of what ifs. What if you had noticed sooner? What if he had spoken up? What if timing or courage had been different? My advice, woman to woman, quiet love is still love, but unspoken feelings can't build a future. Forgive yourself for not seeing him clearly. You can't recognize love that someone is too afraid to offer. This is the 10 types of heartbreak you never fully recover from series episode 10. As a woman, I think the hardest heartbreak is losing the one who felt like home. Not the most exciting, not the most dramatic, but the one who made you feel safe. The one you could be unfiltered with, messy, honest, human. The one whose presence felt like a deep breath after years of holding it in. He wasn't just someone you loved. He was someone you trusted with the softest version of you. This heartbreak lasts because he became woven into your everyday life. Into the way you laughed, the way you slept, the rhythms of your mornings, the comfort of your nights. He wasn't an experience, he was a place. And when a person becomes a place, their absence feels like displacement. You don't just miss him, you miss who you were with him. You miss the softness he allowed. The grief doesn't come from anger or betrayal. It comes from longing, from walking through life feeling like a room in your heart has gone permanently quiet. Losing someone who felt like home doesn't mean you'll never feel at home again. It just means you knew a rare kind of love, one that deserves to be remembered gently, not painfully. Homes can be lost, and homes can be rebuilt. But the first one always stays with you. As a woman, I think the heartbreak that lingers the longest is the one you never got closure from. No explanation, no final conversation, no understanding of what went wrong. Just silence, as if the relationship ended mid-sentence. You replay everything in your mind. Every moment, every misunderstanding, every possibility of what you should have said or done. Your heart becomes a detective searching for answers that may not even exist. The pain stays because you were never allowed to put it down. Instead of healing, you loop the story endlessly, hoping the missing piece might someday appear. But closure isn't something another person gives you. It's something they took away. And the cruel part is this. He moved on with his life, while you were left holding the weight of both sides of the story. Your mind imagines 1,000 endings because he refused to give you one. What hurts most isn't losing him, it's losing the version of yourself that believed in honesty, communication, and emotional responsibility. My advice, woman to woman, stop waiting for the apology he'll never send. Stop hoping for the explanation he's incapable of giving. Closure is not something he grants, it's something you choose. Sometimes the only closure you get is accepting that you deserved better.